Hey guys, DPG here with possibly the most important video you will ever see on acting in your lives. I feel like this is probably going to be at least the most important video I ever make for actors to really understand the difference between wanting to become an actor for various esoteric reasons, meaning superficial reasons, and actually becoming a real artist and actor. So I just had a conversation with one of my coaching clients, and I find that I always learn more from talking to somebody else than I do directing myself in my own acting career. And of course that happened again today. So I was talking with this young lady who is making incredible strides developing relationships. She's already graduated from an excellent acting program, and now I'm trying to help her make her way into the industry by connecting with some of the biggest and most important people in that business. And I asked her if she had gone through this exercise, which is really just defining who she is and what it is she has to offer, just finding her real voice. And it's been something that she's hesitated on, and I started to look into why that is, but more importantly, what is the purpose of going through this exercise? And I started to really understand that why it's important to find the real you is because that is what acting is. It's expressing your own voice, your own viewpoint, your own interpretation of the world, and everything else is completely meaningless without that. Nobody wants to hire an actor. They want to hire somebody who knows who they are and what they believe and what they think, and they are more than happy to share who they are and what they think and what they believe with an audience. And that's how you find an audience, is to know your thoughts and to be free to express your thoughts. We were talking about Cardi B. Now, I can't say I'm much of a follower of hers. I can't say that I know that much about her, but I know she's got a lot of followers. And look, she would probably be considered quite a controversial figure among most circles, maybe not in her circles, but the stuff she says is not what you might have heard in the mainstream media 10, 15 years ago. Certainly not 30 or 40 years ago. And yet she has millions and millions of followers because she knows who she is, she knows where she came from, she knows what she did that she's proud of, what she did that she's not proud of. It just is what it is, and she feels totally comfortable sharing her thoughts, and they're evolving, right? Like, she probably didn't have a lot of political thoughts about presidents, etc. early on, but now she does. Right now she's more comfortable sharing those thoughts. So she's evolving, but it really doesn't matter where you are or where you end up. It really just matters that you are comfortable being who you are, expressing yourself, being a filter for what the universe has to offer and letting it come through you with your soul attached, your soul signature, we'll call it. And so that is what every actor not only needs to do, but it's what they really want to do. Don't you want to have your voice? Because having your voice is what will make you a great actor. Every single actor out there has their voice heard. They aren't waffling, okay? When they are having an interaction with another actor on a production, they're saying what they feel inside. They're not writing down how they are going to feel ahead of time and then acting that out, because that would be completely artificial and it would never work, because you don't know what's going to happen until it actually happens, right? That's the big trap in acting, is overdoing the whole script analysis and then trying to recreate what you created in your head earlier, and then you find that the actor you're working with isn't doing any of the things you thought they'd be doing. They may be saying the same words, but they're delivering them in a completely different way than you thought they might. So what you've got to do is find your voice, because that's really what you want to do, right? You want people to listen to you. You want people to pay attention to you, but they can't listen or pay attention to you until you find your voice, until you go, what is my value to the world? What do I have to offer? What can I do well? What does it look like when I do something? Whether I do it badly or whether I do it expertly, it's still gonna have my signature on it, my soul signature on it. So that is what you need to figure out before you take one step further. Otherwise, you are lost. Wow, you're like blowing my mind, David. I don't get it. What do you mean I'm lost? Well, you can have somewhat of a career. You can have people listening to you and paying attention to you. You can even be an actor. And I would say I suffered from this myself. Not really being clear on your voice, like doing certain impressions well. Like I can do an impression of a professional person very easily. It doesn't take a lot of opinion and self-exploration to be a beat cop on a show with 2 lines, or to be a doctor to give somebody a diagnosis, because by design it's not filled with backstory and emotions and characteristics. I bring whatever characteristics I bring, but I don't go, I don't have to have the passion behind what I'm doing to be effective in something like that. But to be extremely successful, I would really have to double down on my own voice and my own interpretation and not care what people think of it, because if you care, you're lost, right? If you care, you're not being clear because you're hesitating, because you're trying to massage it so that somebody likes you or doesn't like you or whatever. You're trying to make people like you all the time, right? So until you get over that trying to make people like you, you will never have the voice that people want to hear, even if they disagree with it, right? So everybody who's got a lot of followers on social media, everybody who's a big star, has been very effective at communicating their voice. And people generally have strong opinions about people who share their true voice, right? Politicians, I love what that person has to say. I hate what that person has to say. If you don't have any opinion at all, like you don't care, that person's never gonna have a following. And it's the same with actors. We all have our favorite actors for specific reasons, right? Like Tom Cruise is one of my favorite actors, and I would say it's for the specific reason that he never takes himself too seriously. He's always trying to save the world, whether he actually wanted to get involved in that or not. I mean, Harrison Ford is similar, and he always has a little bit of a smile, a little bit of a hint that this isn't too dramatic, even though the situation is dramatic. So that's, a great note, right? When you know the situation is super dramatic, you don't need to be dramatic. You don't need to add to the drama. It's already there. So anyway, that's just, my opinion. And I like him because I feel like he's very clear and he doesn't really change who he is. No matter what's going on, no matter what project he's in, it's always him coming to save the day, whether he, showed up to do that or not. And he brings whatever skills he has. And sometimes the skills are an absolute failure. And, so he keeps working at it. He always keeps coming back for more. That's the other thing, is that he doesn't give up. And I think those are great characteristics in an actor, and it's probably similar to his characteristics in real life. He doesn't give up. He does his own stunts. He doesn't take himself too seriously, although he can get serious and dramatic if you ask him the right question, like ask him about, psychological pharmaceuticals and things like that. He can get all wound up. But I hope you guys are getting the message here, guys. If you have not attacked the job of figuring out who you really are, then you're pretty much lost as an actor. You can attain a level of mediocrity. You can be effective in certain situations where you are a perfect fit for something, when somebody just goes, oh yeah, that guy could be the cop. But it will prevent you from getting to the leadership level of acting. And acting is sort of like politics. There are leaders, and then there are sort of mid-level people that support the leaders, and then there are, the office assistants that support the supporters of the leaders. So if you want to be a leader, an acting leader, then you absolutely positively need to tap into who you really are, figure that stuff out, and then start practicing sharing that, whether it's through your art, through your acting, or through your posting on social media. Start to have an opinion and be prepared to accept that some people will like it and some people won't. And your audience is who your audience is. And if you learn something which changes your opinions, then you need to say that, hey, I thought I knew the answer to this, but now I think maybe it's this. Because people respect that. People respect that tremendously. When you change your opinion, you might lose some audience members, but then you'll gain others. And overall, I think we all will grow our audience the more open and vulnerable we are to changing our opinions. But we have to start with opinions to eventually change them. If we are just trying to follow the breeze, like saying, well, I'll just go along with what I think everybody else is thinking, you will never have any followers. You will be a follower. So that's all for now, guys. Hopefully this was of some value. Let me know what you think. If you have any questions, thoughts, comments, put them in the question suggestion box below. Please like, subscribe, and share this, because this is probably the greatest video on acting ever made. And get in touch if you want to learn more about what I do. Go check out my website, hackhollywood.com, and please buy a cool Hack Hollywood t-shirt at teespring.com/hackhollywood. I will talk to you guys later. Bye.